You're listening to Inside Real Estate, your source for all things mortgage and real estate related. The show that brings you all the hottest topics and insights directly from those who know it most. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
Sit back, enjoy the show. Listen to the stylings of Paul Apostolakis today on Slow Rock. No, I'm kidding. Welcome, everybody. We are Inside Real Estate. My name is Paul Apostolakis. We've got Brad Weisgerber. We're waiting on Sal. He'll be on in a little bit. We are, obviously, like I said, Inside Real Estate. Thank you all for subscribing. Go to our IREpodcast.com. Go to Facebook.com/IRE Podcast. Please leave us a review, like, share, subscribe, do all that shit. Sal, what the fuck?
You shaved.
I trimmed. It was too much.
No, you shaved. That's some bullshit.
No, the whole reason I have this shitty thing on my face. I was going to shave it a million.
This. I hate you so much.
They both look pretty bad, but I mean, Paul, like mine's like almost the same length as yours right now. So
it's true.
It's okay.
That's not nice.
But dude, it was really bad, and it was starting to break out and shit. I just had to do it. So whatever.
I'm so angry at you right now.
Hey, Brad, it's just me and you left, bud. Hey, listen, me and you are going to go to the end of the year. I'm doing it till the end of the year, at least.
I'm not. I'm next week. Gone.
I don't know. It's my first one, so I'm going to go with it.
It was tough.
I've been getting like French. People think I'm French all of a sudden. Oui. All right. So sorry, guys. We have some really awesome guests. I actually had the pleasure of talking to them. It's Dave and Kim Panozzo. They're from Arizona. They run a really good team out there. I talked to them on the phone. They're cool as fuck. They're not like your typical boring, stuffy agents that are like really old. They handwrite their purchase agreements. They're actually forward thinking, like a lot of our guests. So it'll be great. So let's bring them up. I want to just get right into it because we're gonna be short on time. I feel like if we don't, guys, welcome to the show. You guys there? Yeah, there they are. Can you hear us?
Can hear you just fine.
That's perfect. Awesome. You guys are way too good looking to be on the show. I mean, it's bullshit, actually.
Well, thank you. I guess.
Yeah, there we go. I'm actually hitting on your husband.
Hold on. I want to know why Sal pussed out and shaved.
It's crazy, dude.
That is just a clean shave.
No
he goes, I trimmed it. That's not a trim, dude. This is
a trim.
A trim with a razor blade, dude.
You know how bad I look?
I had a bout of like adult acne, and it was like, all right, this has to go. Like I can't like show up to Thanksgiving looking like, a 13-year-old with a dirt stash.
Yeah, but Sal, I'm having a bout of pedophile. I'm having a bout of pedophile. That's what I'm having, and I'm letting it go.
Yeah. I mean, you don't look good, but
my buddy said I look like a murdering pedophile who likes art.
I did the no shave November like a few years back. I made it about 14 days, and my shit came in so gray that everyone was like, I didn't realize you were that old, and I couldn't take it anymore.
Bro, this is 3 months. Full. Oh shit, I lost it.
3 weeks. Yeah. I mean, I made it pretty far. It looked pretty good, but I shaved the sides and just had the mustache, and it was like curling into my mouth, and it was nasty, dude. It had to go.
Okay. Well, you failed all of IRE Nation, all 4 listeners. All right, let's get back. I mean, look how bad Brad looks. Let's be honest. He does not look healthy.
Terrible.
I mean, you definitely look showerless.
I don't know why the beard makes cholesterol go up.
I definitely showered. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Enough about facial hair, guys. We actually have guests. So we're a real estate show, not men's grooming. So, guys, welcome to the show. Really happy you guys are on. I mean, I know that you guys, reached out to us and was like, "Fuck yeah, let's have some cool people on the show." So, I want to start off just kind of getting your story so the audience knows who you guys are, what you guys do, and then I kind of want to pick your brain on what you guys think is what it's gonna look like to be successful in 21. Right. That's what I'm interested in too. Like real estate agents are going to have to adapt. So we'll talk about that. But first and foremost, man, women and man, David, Kim, please tell me your story. Whoever wants to go first.
All right. We'll give you a full rundown. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to be like Jim Carrey when he does
yeah. Tell us, but it's got to be the truth. All of it, even the bad stuff.
Yes. Okay. So met in the military over 30 years ago in Germany. One thing led to another, got married, had a couple kids, moved back We were in Ohio, Chicago, ended up in Phoenix, Arizona in 1994. We were just normal worker bees, just doing our thing, enjoying life. And then she got into real estate in 2002.
Yes.
Next door neighbor was a lender, and he was also a realtor. And so they kind of went through a little mentoring stage. I never wanted to get my license because I'm dumb as shit. Okay. I am.
You want to take the test.
I barely made it through high school.
Yeah.
I dropped out of college. Okay.
That doesn't mean you're dumb. School's fucking worthless.
Never came back from spring break. And so
wait, say that one. Never came back from spring break. What do you mean?
Well,
Never went back to school.
first
I was
quarter.
like, you just stayed in Cancun?
Yeah. First one, I was a bouncer at a bar. Second one, joined a fraternity. Third one was spring break. I said, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah. There's no sense in going to school if you're just going to party. You can party without the school.
Right. So
It was cheaper.
I turned in my books and bought a dime bag, and it was
There we go, dude.
It was
And a dream was born. Look at your wife's face. You're embarrassing.
So then fast forward, we're out here in Phoenix, enjoying life, and she got into real estate, started, kicking ass and taking names, and then the market crashed. Got an REO account with Countrywide, and that was the rest of it. And I think from there, you learned how to do systems and processes.
Oh, well, number one, being in the military, you learn system and process, but also as an accountant before getting into real estate. So I'm very analytical and very nerdy when it comes to, systems and such. But getting into real estate, again, our neighbor was a mortgage broker. It was awesome because I like people. I was never like a great accountant because you're just sitting behind a desk. You don't get to talk to people. So getting into real estate was the best thing that ever happened to me. And getting that REO account, holy cats.
That's a big deal because you've got a lot of transactions now. You're going to learn a lot. You got to create, it kind of propels you a little bit, right?
Oh, for sure. Because Phoenix, the fifth largest city in the United States, Countrywide, turned in Bank of America, sent me everywhere. So there was no area of town as big as it is that I'm not uncomfortable doing.
Can you tell the audience what an REO account is, just so kind of the layman?
Absolutely. REO is bank-owned home. So basically the person's lost their home back to the bank, and it becomes a sale for a realtor like myself to get it on the open market.
Right. Exactly. So so these companies would reach out because they wanted to get these things off their books, basically. Right.
That's great.
And there are certain real estate agents across the country they work with, and the ones they did a lot of transactions because of that fact.
Yes.
Right?
And knowing that, that bank owned mentality, that it wasn't going to last forever. So getting into that REO account, I always wanted to focus on growing the business forward and helping other companies, that needed real estate assistance as well. So we have several different lead sources that we work with. But that experience from there, I saw a lot of agents, they didn't make it because they just focused so heavy in bank owns that when it dried up, so did they.
Sal, the refi boom on our side, right? It's odd, like in times of distress for the economy, right? That's when certain jobs, right? Like someone who deals with REOs or people who, just do a ton of refis because rates are low because the economy is distressed. If you rely on that, just like if you rely on the other side so much, you will end up fading away, right?
I think anytime you rely on anything in business, it can really fuck you. Because let's say, how many loan officers that work in an office and they just rely on that one office to get their business, and all of a sudden that office opens up their own mortgage company. Well, there goes all that business, right? So to your point, Sal, you got to have you better be forward thinking.
It's like having a stock portfolio and being 100% in one stock.
Right.
It's not going to last forever, right?
Right.
So
and let's face it, most salespeople can't walk and talk at the same time. So when you're saying this for the people that out there are listening, okay, you're like, well, what do you mean multiple streams of, pillars of business and different types of clients,
right.
It's very daunting. And so we just kind of did a little house cleaning, and we got out a whiteboard and we started writing out all
of our sources.
Where's all of our sources come from? And we're like, okay, dozen, 18. I think we ended up with like 24 or 25 different sources of lead referral, so on and so forth. And yeah, in a perfect world, if you got like 3 or 4 leads per month, oh my God, you'd be like, what the hell, right?
But that doesn't happen. That's not how it works.
But that's the mindset. It's like, well, why, the newer agent, why would I want to do that? Well, because you don't know where your business is going to come from. Okay. Like, it's one of those things where it might not come from it today, it might not come next month, but 3 months from now, boom, you get to put a little win in the column for that particular lead source. And then another month you get another one, and then you get 2 more from it, and that's how the business grows.
Well, and that's how you stay consistent in making a consistent income.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, go ahead, Sal.
A lot of people too, like I have agents who probably do 2-3 deals a year. If I get 2 of them, right? And I think it's being top of mind of whoever that referral source is, that when they have someone that they can help refer out, that they're thinking of you first, right? Whether they do 10 a month or they do 1 a year, right? It all adds up, and you got to keep in touch with all of them.
Oh yeah. We nurture all of not only our past clients, our sphere, we nurture the people that refer to us the most. And also, our all of our lead sources. So they all know who we are. We're always staying in touch because, nurturing long-term business, that's how we've gotten this far in 18 years. From doing that, and it works.
Well, go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
Well, and once again, okay, everyone understands when you get a lead, you're like, oh, I'm going to touch base with that person. I'm going to send them an email. I'm going to, let them know, hey, just thinking of you. Let me know. I'm here for you. Well, that's for the clientele side of things. We also do that, and this is super important for the listeners out there. We do that with our lead sources. I go old school, okay? No one's used to that shit.
We flew out to Tampa last month.
We went to Tampa to have dinner and turned around and came back just to meet with a lead source, okay?
Well, listen, dude. I mean, yeah, because like connection is what it's all about. In a referral business, it's about it's a contact sport, right? How many contacts can you make in a day? Like, even if you called 30 friends in one day, like, that's good. And that's the weird thing. It doesn't have to be a sales call. It could be like, hey man, how you doing? How's the family? What's going on? Did you see that game? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like people want to have human interactions, especially B2B, right? But that also works B2C, because consumers today don't want to be sold to anymore. They want to feel like they're working with someone, especially in a real estate transaction, that gives a fuck. Really, instead of having it be sterile. And we see this, Brad. We see this in our industry all the time, where people are working on their business and not. In their business and not on their business. It's really hard to cultivate relationships while you're doing like 100 loans a month, right? When do you find time to work on your business, Brad? So how what do you like? Think about all the loan officers, Brad, right now that aren't calling real estate agents because all they're doing is writing refinances, right?
Yeah, right? I mean, like we started the show out, all those loan officers are going to be either gone or shitting their pants here in a few months.
or real estate agents are going to get blown up all of a sudden and like, hey man, how you been?
Well, that's going to happen no matter what. Because
hey, you want to have coffee?
Yeah. All of a sudden, real estate agent offices are going to be full of bagels and donuts and coffee, and no one's going to be eating them because they're like, what is all this shit? Yeah, it's going to be bad. People,
There's an argument, though, Brad. There's an argument. There's a lot of money to be made if you do that. Let's say you just put your head down. So there is an argument for some people that aren't growth minded to be like, "Fuck it, I'm going to write as many deals as I can right now." Right?
Yeah. No, you can do that, but how hard is it to pick up the phone on your drive home and call an agent to touch base and see how their day was?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not about asking for business. Right? It's not about asking for business. It's about a relationship. It's a friendship, right?
Yeah,
people refer really business to their friends, not to some random guy dropping donuts off that they never talked to.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. Go ahead.
Here's a true story. Let me piggyback on that. One of our newer agents, okay, I'm harping on her to call her sphere, okay? And she came in. We have our meeting.
Which is like walking, by the way.
You'll love this. You'll love this. And so I'm like, listen, you need to focus on your sphere. You need to reach out, touch base, blah, blah, blah. She comes in the following Monday. Dave, this sphere thing, I don't get it. I've had 6 people I've had like 20, 30, 45-minute phone conversations with these people.
And she's like,
I don't understand. Like,
she was annoyed. Like, she's like, I just don't want to talk to them.
She didn't understand
She didn't understand it. And I'm like, oh my God, you had 6 phone calls and you had these great conversations. She goes, oh yeah. And by the way, one of them said that their friend has $1 million listing and wants to, and I go,
drop the mic.
Sounds horrible.
That's it.
Horrible.
Keep doing that. You're awesome. And then it started to click and she started to understand.
Gets it.
Well, unfortunately, in our sales industry, like success has always been measured by the close and getting over that objection and blah, 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 blah. And it is hard to rewire sales professionals or even in general that having a good conversation is a big win. You just increased your network that much. You made your network that much stronger. Right? It's all about how strong your network is. How big is your flock? And a lot of people, they just want to take, right, from the flock, but they're not willing to give to the flock, right?
They want the cream on the top. They just want it to come easy.
So Dave and Kim, why do people work with you guys? Like, what sets you guys apart?
We are authentic. We hate it between the eyes, and we don't sugarcoat stuff. And people appreciate that. Yeah. If you go check out our Google reviews. You'll see it over and over again. We're awesome communicators. We know what we're doing, and we tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So people love it. Love it.
Well, and we, when we embarked on this journey, and we got a little cut off, but, I've only been doing this now about 4.5 years. Okay. And
it took me 10 years to talk him into.
She was on me. Oh.
What'd you do before?
What were you doing before? What'd you do before?
Flipping houses. I failed at about 3 or 4 different businesses. So, I've literally, if there was a stat sheet on my wins and losses, I'd probably have maybe 3 wins and like 14 losses.
No, all 14 of those are wins, dude, because they all made you better. All 14 of them. Every time you try something and fail, that's a huge win. You learned a lot.
That's the secret sauce. That's because true. I'm really a fucking doctor. Okay. with the money that I've spent, I'm a doctor. Okay. Just saying. But anyway.
The education was expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a doctor. It's
I paid a lot of dumb tax over the years.
Me too, bro.
Now you probably have a doctor's salary. So.
Well, yeah, and then some.
Thank you.
High level doctor.
You just threw that on the table.
So I don't even know what the hell we were going to talk about.
We were talking about your penis.
The what now?
All right. So so obviously you failed a lot, right? You got in 4 years ago. So why in the world did you get into it? Obviously at some point, and then B, how did you create success for yourself?
Well, okay. So it got to a point to where I saw what she was doing, and as a solo agent, it's very, very difficult to take things to the next level. Okay. Because you're only so good as a solo agent. Yeah, you can have 19 assistants, but once again, being a solo agent is very difficult. And I saw her growth, and I wanted to help her exploit that. So 4.5 years ago, we basically just dove into the deep end and said, let's go all in. And so part of it was social media, our web presence, and everything else that's associated with being in business today, that we ended up just going all in and haven't looked back. So it's been a lot, we've learned a lot of different things, everything from social media and, Google reviews and, all the stuff that is like a pain in the ass. But we've been with it over the last 4 years, and now it's really starting to
pay off.
It's paying off big time.
But that experience from the failed businesses is what got him to be awesome in that side. And how we work together and being together 31 years is the separation of the duties, right? Yeah. So I'm in charge of processes and sales, and he's in charge of marketing sales. So it really works well for us to be able to go down this parallel, but learning from those past mistakes is what's catapulted us in this current business.
Yeah,
for sure.
So as far as your team, how big is your team? Like, talk to me about the kind of like logistics of how many people you've got.
So we have 5 salespeople,
and then Dave and I,
Kim and I, and 2 support staff.
Okay.
And so
And how many deals would you say are you guys running through that system?
Well, last
Funny
year,
you ask.
Yeah. So last year, we put the number on the board that we were going to sell 175 homes and we were going to do 75 million in volume. Okay. And, that was one of those where I was shitting blood. Okay. I was just like, oh man, how the hell are we going to pull that off? Well, about middle of the month, we surpassed that.
Get out of here, dude. That's a lot of weight.
Yeah. So we were able to really dial it in, and that was,
and 3 of those agents
have
only been on with us since July and August. So we're tossing some numbers on the books ourselves.
Yeah, our one girl, Mary, who's been with us the longest, she's rocking and rolling, single mom. She's doing 40 deals this year. Another one, 35. Another one that was a actual TV reporter. I think she's going to be at like 15, 16, 17. So, once again, it's investing in your people and taking care of them. We even have a personal coach, a non-real estate coach that meets with each and every one of them, Zoom call from Australia once a week. So, I mean, we're pulling out all stops here. I don't know if you guys have ever...
All the chips are in.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys ever watched a show on Showtime called Billions.
Yeah, Sal loves it.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about, right? Wendy, the shrink?
Yeah. Yep.
I wanted one of those. I wanted someone to be able to go to and be like, I'm being a pussy. How come I can't figure this out? And then I want someone to call me out on my own shit. Okay.
Yes. Everybody needs that. Everybody needs that. Sal's that to me, by the way.
So that's been something that's we've been doing for 2 years, and that has been massive gains.
Yeah. So so this year's rounding up. Obviously, you guys with COVID and everything, you guys figured all that out. There was a lot of appetite for homes. I'm sure there were in your area too, across the country. The appetite from homes were big.
Yeah.
How do you now adapt for this winter? What do you think? How do you feel about how do you feel going into this winter?
Dude, hold on. Do you guys even have a winter in Arizona? Is your real estate
no, bro? It's either oven or like royal or like
Arizona is a little different than Michigan, bro, when it comes to winter.
Well, this is our spring.
Yeah,
it's a little different.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in your spring, summer cycle, how do you see the holidays coming up, the new year, and then coming out into the first quarter? What do you guys feel? I mean, I feel like it's going to get a little weird personally with the whole shutdown and COVID and people kind of getting freaked out until we got to open up back up. So tell me your thoughts on that.
So when COVID hit, we actually sat down with our team and we're like, okay, does everyone here have at least 6 months of money in the bank to make it? Because we don't know what's going on. And within 7 days, it was like the phone wouldn't stop ringing. Yep. Ding, 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 ding. People from California, Chicago, New York, Oregon, Washington, all these states were like, okay, we don't have to live in our tiny little apartment for $3,500 a month. We can buy a whole house with land in Phoenix. It blew up. So we pivoted with video. We're doing FaceTime showings. One of the agents on our team just closed $1.5 million. People never saw the house.
Yeah, I was just reading an article today on that. A lot of people are doing that because they don't want to go in the house, which I personally think is kind of nuts. Like go in there and check it out. You know what I mean? But it is happening. And you better
accommodate. Go in the house eventually. You're gonna buy it.
Bro, but you're not. I mean, come on, man. Like
they don't want to fly. They want to be in the airplanes. They don't want to, do that thing. But they're trusting us to do so. And tell you what, when you're showing the house, we get a crack on the tile right there.
You're not trying to sell them at that point. You're trying to advise them, right?
Yes.
Right.
So what we saw was exponential growth based on that. And now with the states kind of shutting down again, or we're hearing about that. I have a client from Oregon. She's like, you need to buy me a house right now. I can only go to the grocery store.
Yeah. That's going to happen more because people are actually living in their house. For the first time ever.
You can live in your house here. You can live outside here. So I think, and it's affordable still. So we're seeing, this gal is going to close right before Christmas and she can't stand it. She's so excited because she can be outside.
Yeah. Do you guys think the work from home order and the people having to work from home more and more, and that becoming more of a norm, is allowing people that thought that they couldn't move now are moving to less expensive areas near it, where they're not commuting, but they love where the area is. Like, right, you're seeing kind of an exo movement from the congested interior.
Yep, here's a true story. Husband and wife, super high-end executives living downtown Manhattan. Their jobs no longer require them to go into an office. They haven't owned a car since 2015. They just bought a 1 point something from us in Paradise Valley. Their kids have never played in a backyard. Okay, they've only played in city parks. So, that's what we're seeing. It's
like
and to them, she's like, well, listen, I'm probably going to have to go into the office once a month, but I don't care because I'll just take a red eye. I'll pop in and I'll pop out. So that, my friends, is going to be the game changer moving forward, because I think a lot of these companies now are like, why are we paying for all this rent for
the Bay Area,
our employees to come in and eat lunch from their desk and take a shit in the bathroom? Let's cut that cost. Let's add some profit to the bottom line and tell everyone they can just go live wherever, because the Zoom thing's actually working. And so,
because it was forced to work, right? You didn't have a choice.
So I think that's where some of this stuff, that if you sit on the sidelines and pout about how it should be, and I wish things would go back to normal, that's where you're going to lose in this 2021. Who knows what's going to happen in 2021? Okay, the aliens could come down.
I think they are.
Zombies.
It's zombies, but if we can figure out how to get them approved, then guess what? We're going to sell more houses.
Oh, and one more thing too. So when COVID hit the first time, this guy's on the phone with I forget who at the TV.
Yeah,
I don't know, some media buyer, and figured out that, hey, we got TV time in front of all these people that have to be at home for 25 cents on the dollar, and we crushed it and got all these leads from a 30-second TV commercial.
Well, listen, dude,
you got to
you guys are opportunists, right? You saw an opportunity in the chaos. And I think Sal, Brad, myself, and Chad, like, we kind of like at first were like, what's going to happen to our business, right? And then like we literally stopped taking applications at one point. Go ahead, Sal.
Yeah, things got crazy for us. I mean, we're on the hook, right? If someone quits their job between clear to close and selling the loan, so we were. It was
a good run, boys. We're out.
And not to mention, rates went from like 3.25% to like 4.5% overnight, like just for a short time. But it was nuts.
Nobody wanted to touch a mortgage, right? Who's going to buy a mortgage on the secondary market if they don't know if they're going to have a job? This is going to sound lazy, but I enjoyed the time kind of off. It's nice and chill. But and then it got nuts. I did not. Yeah, I didn't either. I worked harder through COVID than anybody. Like, not anybody, but like I really worked like my way through it. But we did stop taking applications. Yeah, but then I was busier than I've ever been in my life, right? With origination, so it's good. But at the same time, to your point, right? Like, and I do, I think about that. Those high-end executives, what if their company calls them back? I mean, then obviously you got a house to sell, which is nice, but like, what do you think? Do you think that might be something in the future, or do you think that is potentially permanent with the thought of employers or companies, right? Like, because I do think that, it's almost like the cell phones, right? Like when you're sitting there at Thanksgiving, and when people would be playing board games together, now everyone's, sitting there looking at their phone at the dinner table or whatever. Like, I think that's like more of an evolution towards people just being kind of socially fucked up in the head, right? Everyone working from home and not interacting with people face to face. But do you think that there could be like almost like a recall, if you know what I mean? Like all these people are spread out all over the country.
Yeah. Okay. So how about this? How about this conversation? There was a time where the Model T Ford came out, and there was horse owners that said this Model T Ford thing, I don't know, it's not going to last forever. And the Model T Ford guys are driving around their little rickety trucks, going, "Hey, this is great." You know what I mean? And the guys that owned all the horses were like, "Well, I don't know, it could be a fad." I think right now, guys, think about it. We were born and raised with this concept of if you have a job, you go to an office. I think it's all bets are off right now. I think, the way business is going to be done in such a different way that if you are not open-minded and can pivot with the times, you will get lost in the wayside. For example, Pinterest I don't know if you guys saw the article, in San Francisco, they just tapped out of a $92 million lease that they had for their company.
And said, you guys can live in these 5 places.
Okay.
Yeah. So which was out of California.
I really, really think that we are about to see a whole new wave of how business is going to be done. And it's not, and listen, I'm going to be 53 in December. Okay. I would like to chill out a little bit. But this is forcing people to have to pivot and think outside the box and do things differently.
Yeah. The old way's dead, dude. Old way's dead, right? Like I said at the beginning, people used to handwrite their PAs, right? Oh, I don't like that computer stuff. It gets lost there, blah, 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 blah. And now you're a dinosaur if you do it that way, right?
Well, I mean, I think it does. I think it creates a lot of opportunity for big companies to have like you said, 1 of 5 places. You can move here regionally, right? And you got to come in once a week or once a month or once every 2 weeks. Probably creates some good opportunities for developers to build a big shared office that they rent out to, a company twice a month with 15 companies, right? There's a lot of opportunity, I think, for, IT businesses to kind of build, mobile workstations for all these people or employees or whatever, but it's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
Well, here's what I think.
I don't think you're going to see any new commercial real estate going up, but I don't think people are going to be building new offices because there's going to be an abundance of vacant commercial real estate with everyone working from home.
I think there'll be a lot of anything, right?
If anything, there's going to be a great opportunity to rezone some of this commercial stuff and put up some high-rise residential, which is good.
Yeah, but high-rise isn't doing good right either. Anyways, my thing is, if you're an employer, think about this. Employees now, a lot of times employees kind of move things, right? If employees want to work from home and there's companies offering that, they're going to go work there. And if you're a company that wants to attract talent, and you don't offer that, but the talent is going to this other place, and you're going to have to assimilate. So think about it also from a business standpoint, right? How much talent in an industry is available in their backyard versus across the country? Right. Now you can scrape the whole country and get the best talent, and you don't have to be married to your backyard, right? So there's a lot of, and also the idea
if GM wanted to get someone, hey, you got to move to Detroit, winter sucks, right? Nah, I'd rather go work at Tesla or whatever, right? You got a great opportunity to, like you said, just attract people and do things for your company that you probably were just limited by, like you said, thinking or old ways before, right?
Yeah, imagine coming out of college and your friends who graduated 2 years ahead of you got a job. It is an awesome company. They can work anywhere in the country. They moved out to a homestead, and you're coming out of college, and then they want you to go to an office building. They're going to look at that you want to put me in, I'm going to be a caged animal all day long. My buddy works from home, and he does whatever. So it is going to change because it's a benefit for employees to work in an environment like that. They're going to want that, which is going to drive companies to assimilate to that, in my opinion. Do you guys agree, Dave and Kim?
Yes. And I also want to say that I think the best thing that came out of COVID in our industry is the title and escrow process, right? Now there's apps, people can take a picture of their earnest money check and it's in the bank right away. And, the RON signing, the mobile signing over Zoom calls, you
can't do that in Michigan. Thanks for rubbing it in our face. Yeah. Thanks.
Sorry.
No, you can.
But we're uber cool.
We can. It's just a terrible process still here.
Well, it depends. Each title company's got to adapt, right? So if you align yourself with the right title company, you can do all that, right? But I think, the only thing on our side that's really preventing us is some of the government stuff, right?
Local municipalities.
The recording of things.
A lot better.
Yeah. You guys are way ahead of us, David Kim.
The IRS is our big hurdle. right? Getting tax transcripts and things like that. Otherwise, a mortgage would take a matter of days, at the very most. So it's interesting, but everything's getting pushed forward. I mean, food delivery, right? Like, I mean, right now there's no restaurants, right? But there's still plenty of places to eat. Still plenty of places to get food delivered right to your door.
Yeah.
Well, it's once again, it's there's pros and cons to all this. It's if you can leverage all this technology and services to your benefit, think how much more proficient you will be. Because there's two groups of people right now. There's the people that are over here going, I wish it would go back to the way it was, and they're being the lazy ones and not leveraging themselves. And then there's guys like us on this side of the fence going, oh my God, I can do.
How do I make that better?
I can make this better, and I can
faster.
I can make double. I can do double the work without having to physically do it. Like, wait, this is pretty cool. So yeah, interesting times for sure. Because I'm not getting left by the wayside on this deal.
Nope, no dinosaurs.
There will be the haves and have-nots coming out of this. I feel like the haves and have-nots. Because here's the deal: there's going to be a lot of people that lose their industry. The hospitality industry has gotten absolutely demolished, but there has, but that didn't create any less demand. There's been a vacuum. There's been a shift of where those jobs have gone. Like Amazon's hiring. I know they are. I know Home Depot's hiring. Right? Yeah, you might not be able to be a bartender anymore, but you can go work at another, and you better go there and start working now.
Right.
Because if you think you're going to be a bartender coming out of this the same way that you were before, the app, right, it could be different, right? Or if you're a restaurant and you don't want to do DoorDash, or your to-go boxes suck and everything ends up being soggy when it gets there, and you didn't get higher quality boxes, and you didn't write little notes on your shit, and you didn't have a client, if you aren't creating a better process within your industry to assimilate to the future of where we're going, then you're fucked.
Yes.
Hey, and that bartender and that waitress or waiter, I bet they may have a good sphere of influence of people that
they're the best agents on the planet.
Would you like to be a realtor? Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, Dave, you were a bouncer. That's the whole reason you're successful.
That was when I was a punk ass bitch.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh my God, dude. We were all idiots at that age, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Can you guys tell me what the PP is for? The PP? And the hats?
Panozzo team.
Oh God. Okay. I thought it was for Paul.
Of course you would think
I don't know
that.
if you can see it.
Let me see that. What does it say? Don't be a little bitch. Yeah.
That's heaven.
I fucking love it, dude. So everybody at home, they've got these baseball caps with the letter P on it. On the side, it says, "Don't be a little bitch." Not don't be a bitch. Don't be a little bitch.
Little bit.
And we're always marketing ourselves everywhere we go. We wear our shirts everywhere. People say, "Do you wear anything else except?" Nope.
Yeah. How do you guys there's a lot of noise in the real estate industry when it comes to social media and posting, and everybody wants their brand, right? How do you guys set yourselves apart in a really crowded industry, other than obviously doing a good job, but you still have to get the word out of how you did a good job, right? So what is your strategy there?
I look at the internet, the website, all the social platforms as our means of, it's our living, breathing resume. Okay. That's how I look at it. Because if you're going to do business with us and say you get referred to us, or you're just doing a Google search, think about when you do a Google search, you're like, Dave Panozzo. How come nothing came up? That's weird. Oh, let me pull up this other person. Kim Panozzo. Holy shit. Look at all the stuff that's, you start
LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, not Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere.
All of it. And so nowadays everyone is so driven. Think about it. Most of the younger crowd, but I'm starting to see it ooze into the older crowd. They won't do business with someone that doesn't have reviews. Have you ran across friends and family
Social
that,
proof is big,
dude?
I'm
not going to go eat at that restaurant unless they have, a
it's
5-star.
the Amazonification. It's like Amazon, right? If you don't have the reviews, I'm not buying it.
Correct. And so when we went down this road, we said, okay, two things. One, we're going to be exactly who we are. What you see in real life is what you see on social.
That's right.
We're goofy, we're retarded. Like,
you guys are speaking my language. I love it. Keep going.
So when people see us in public, they're like, oh my God.
They already know us. That's so funny.
It's like, I want that piece to match because so many agents do this, charades game on social.
Ooh, look at my watch.
And then you see them in person. You're like, okay, there's two different things going on here.
Is there a bigger charade than the agent who has like a 1980s
photo?
Yeah, it's like it looks like a bust, like a sculpture, because it's so different from them.
Or they go rent a Lamborghini and do the, Instagram photo shoot.
Right.
Or they've got a suit that doesn't fit them right and it's too big and they're trying to be something they're not. Yeah. You can be successful being who you are. You don't have to be this like image of whatever. I mean, look at Brad.
Man.
You can look homeless and still be okay.
Hey, I was thinking it, but you said it, so whatever.
But yeah, once again, people want you to be you. Like it's a breath of fresh air at this day and age because there's so much bullshit out there, guys. I see it, you see it, you flip on the TV, you look at it's everywhere. And so then when someone has a breath of fresh air, it's like, oh, thank God.
I actually had someone tell me that yesterday. You're Sunday.
Yeah.
You're such a breath of fresh air.
Nobody's ever said that about me.
That's true.
Oh man. So guys, you're ready? Well, go ahead.
The online reviews are so important though, because it could go both ways, right? So you want people to see your online presence, right? You don't want the bad reviews, but it can also drive people to you. Like, people aren't going to do business with you if you don't have reviews, but it can drive people to you if you have the reviews. Like, my wife wanted to try a new Chinese restaurant. It's in a really, really bad part of town in Flint, Michigan. Not great, but the reviews are off the charts because it's fun, right. So we're gonna go try it. Like, but
think about that. You wouldn't have tried it if they didn't have good reviews.
Never have gone there if it had not been for these.
That's what I'm saying. You would have never done it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Do they boil their noodles in the Flint water?
Oh shit, dude!
I have no idea.
Just hit you with that water piece, bro. Maybe it's the water that makes him look like that. He did actually at one point live in Flint proper. It was, I don't know why. This was by choice. He was living in Flint proper at the time. And he's like, I think I got some lead in my basement, actually. Like, he had lead water and asbestos is in his basement.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Now his truck is worth more than that house.
Sold that house for a profit.
Yeah. So that's awesome. So I don't want to, we're running out of time. So, but there's a few questions I want to ask before we go. How do you guys not kill each other being married and working together?
Separation of duties.
Yeah.
He's in charge of that side and I'm in charge of this side.
You guys don't poop next to each other? Is that what you're saying? Oh, duties with a T, duties.
Yeah, we have a husband or his and her shitter that we sit there in the morning so we can.
You guys ever see the picture of the bathroom where the two shitters face each other?
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's have a conversation. How weird is that?
Yeah.
All right. So this is the part of the show where we do 3 questions, guys. Anything else you want to add before we go into 3 questions?
No, just listen. We don't know what's around the corner. And for 2021, all you have to do is just a little bit at a time. Look at it 30 days out, 60 days out. I'm not even going 90 days out anymore. I'm only looking at the 60-day window because, if you set yourself up, like, for example, last year, if you had this grand scheme of things of the, business planning and all that,
which we do.
Guess what? Plan. In March, you would have had to rip up the playbook and thrown it out. Now what? Yeah. So I think once again in business, you have to be able to pivot as quickly as possible, be open-minded, and make sure you surround yourself with the right people.
Especially in our business.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you might not be able to show houses in a month. You know what I mean?
Right.
You want me to tell you how you know someone in our industries suck? Immediately. And for all the consumers out there that are listening, for anybody that does business with other people, if anybody ever says the following things, they suck. If their sentence starts with, I've been doing this for, tell them to get fucked, because none of the 30 years you did it for matters, and only the last 6 months matters, because nothing's the same, you idiot. Anyways, sorry. I get upset about that.
And let me add to that. So when I was a newer agent, I had this agent say, I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm like, well, that's great. I guess we're going to have the old agent against new agent. So now what? And once again, I don't give a shit if you listen, you could have been doing it wrong for 30 years.
Yeah.
Okay? Like,
yes.
You could have been doing it right for those 30 years. But
it doesn't
now
matter.
it's
It's different. Everything's different. It changes. Right? You better be ready to like adapt. So
is there a right way to do it? You know what I mean? Like
there's a lot of ways to skin a cat.
There's a lot. Yeah.
That's a good
Brad
one.
hates that.
Brad hates it.
all right, go ahead, shoot.
All right. So we'll do the 3 questions. The first question is, what scares the Panozzos?
What scares us?
Yeah. Each of you, like what scares you? Individually, not like a collective. Like it could be anything.
I guess what scares me is making our goal this past year and now making our goal that we're setting for next year. It scares me a little bit.
I can see that. Meeting expectations scares you.
Not letting myself down or my team down, right?
Yeah, that anxiety. That's a good one.
No. I'm scared of getting comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a good one.
I like to stay uncomfortable.
Oh, did he take yours, Kim?
What's that?
Did he take yours?
We know. I feel like we never live in uncomfortableness anyway because it's not good enough.
Yeah. It is strange. Like the moment you get comfortable, it's like you can't get comfortable in our business. You're fucked because by the time you get comfortable and wake up and get going again, people have passed you.
You're done.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's so true. All right. Next question is: if you could spend a week in somebody else's body, not who's on the show, I know it would be me, for a week, who would it be and why? You get a week in somebody else's body.
Just the
I'd
body.
be in Dave's. He looks in shape.
See, I might pick a chick and just play with myself.
Nobody's actually ever picked that, but good, you're in.
But I know a lot of people have thought it.
Everybody's thought it. It's like, man, I just sit at home and play with my boobs all day.
I mean, wouldn't that be cool being a chick's body? Like, hey, what's this?
I don't know. Is it cool? Because what if like the chick has a boyfriend?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. What if? I mean, a lot of chicks have boyfriends, bro. Like you've got Han coming over to say hello to you.
Yeah.
Would you be the Rock? No.
You know what? I would want to be Elon Musk.
That's a good one.
Body or his brain?
No, I want to be in his body for.
Yeah, I think the question is if you could be in someone's shoes.
Yeah, somebody's shoes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not really like
I think you should rephrase that going forward.
You live their
if you
life.
could
You have
be
their
1 week in
experience.
someone's shoes.
Yes,
who would it be?
Fair.
You have their experiences. You live their life, but like it's you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It can be past or present too.
Although, like, if I stood in Elon Musk's shoes for a week, it probably wouldn't be good for SpaceX and all that. They'd be like, "What the fuck do we do here, man?" And I'd be like, "I don't know. Do you guys have like pizza or gummy bears? Like, where's the fucking lunchroom?"
SpaceX has lost 3 rockets. They don't know where they're at.
Yeah.
We can come back to you, Kim.
Well, my thought was, being prior military is, I read this book a while back, and my goodness, I don't have the book in handy that I can go to right now. But the first combat pilot that flew off in the Navy that actually flew off the big huge BART ships. God bless America, the carrier, a Tomcat pilot. She was such a badass. She helped women achieve the goals of being able to fly in the military, and flying off a carrier on a jet that goes 1,000 million miles an hour. That's pretty impressive. And you got to land that thing on that thing too. So I think
Carrie Lorenz.
Is that her name?
Carrie Lorenz.
I believe so.
You're talking about.
What a badass girl. Yep.
Right. I mean, to land on an aircraft carrier. I mean, sometimes I feel like I can't even get through the drive-thru without, busting a rim up. I mean, pretty nuts.
Turn your mirror off. Yeah. So,
Sorry. Kara Hultgreen. Kara Hultgreen.
I got the
first one to do it.
All right. All right. You guys have a question, or you want me to shoot it?
No,
I got one more question.
Okay.
Or are you asking them or me?
You, go ahead.
If you could be a fly on the wall for any event in history, what would that be?
That's a good one.
It could be like,
that's a really good one.
Right? I mean, it'd be,
on the wall.
It could be Watergate. You could be in the back of JFK's limo. You could be, I don't know if you want to be there, but.
When the Roswell incident happened, I'd want to be part of that team.
Wow.
Ooh, these are
right. I would want to be part of the team that handled that whole incident.
You don't get to be part of the team. You're just a fly on the wall.
Right, I want to be a fly there for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe that strategizing that first mission to the moon. Like, who in the hell thought that was a good idea?
We never went to the moon. Kim, it's all fake.
Oh, I know. When Biden and Obama said, "Yeah, I think we should spy on them." I don't know. I'm just making that one up.
Nothing to do with elections.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh my God. How over this?
I don't care what side you're on. I just think it's all.
It's just
terrible.
all.
Isn't it just I think the real population of humans. You've got a loud minority out there, but the vast majority of humans, whether they agree or disagree, actually like each other, and they don't. They're fucking sick of politicians. Politicians fucking suck. All of them.
Yes.
All of them.
Yep.
Sorry.
Okay, we can agree to agree.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the one thing I think everybody can agree with. It's just gotten so crazy. It's unfortunate because
it's sad.
Really unfortunate.
It's very sad.
Mm-hmm. The people don't matter really anymore. It's all about winning and their side. That's all it is.
It's a power
fly on the wall on Wall Street during Wolf of Wall Street during that period.
That'd be pretty good. Yeah, that'd be good.
Be crazy.
How about the writing of the Declaration of Independence and our commandments? How about that? And actually understand what they were thinking when they were putting it together. Like, man, we don't want this to happen. And you're like, wait a minute.
Hey, what if those guys were going?
They're still alive today.
Hey, listen, this is just temporary. We'll probably need to readjust this later on, but this is just a good fix for now.
Or what if it's like, hey, this will control these idiots?
Yeah, or if we brought them back and showed them what was going on, it'd be like Ricky Bobby's dad. It'd be like Ricky Bobby's dad. Like, I was fucking high when I said that.
What is kind of nice though, right?
We were smoking peyote with the Indians. We just made that shit up to chill everyone out for a minute. This is like a couple hundred years later.
Hookers, and they're like, everybody's equal.
Can you believe though? I mean, literally, it's been 250 years, 220 years, or whatever. That document is referenced insane. Nonstop. I mean, there's amendments and there's things, but understandable. But still, there's not that many, right? What is there 25 or something like that? I mean, it's pretty nuts.
It is crazy that we abide by these rules that we created in the 1770s, whatever, right? But to be fair, the in my opinion, the overall idea was basically the free people run themselves, govern themselves, and we are so fucking far from that, dude.
I think everything was good until we got cell phones in all of our pockets, which blessing and a curse, and that's to a degree. What are the unintended consequences of people no longer, for the majority, congregating to do things together, right? And everyone doing things separately from home, right? I mean, obviously, yes, 1,000%. There's a whole ton of benefits, but what are the unintended consequences of that socially, right?
We're gonna have a lot more babies. This is gonna create a baby boom, by the way.
Well, and also too, it's I mean, to have been born in 67, okay, I'm very thankful for that because I can take what I learned as a kid growing up and take this technology thing and push the two together. There's going to be a generation that has no clue about that'll be folklore, okay?
Right.
What happened to me when I was a kid growing up?
Dude, we didn't have the internet. I'm 40. I remember not having the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't have the internet. Had a cord going from my bedroom across the house, plugging into the telephone, so I could log on to AOL, so I could ask age, sex, location.
Well, it's just so funny. I mean, even 10 years ago, right? Like I found an old phone in a drawer and found the charger, turned it on. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how was I texting with a number pad? Like under my desk in college, I remember being able to type full text, you know, and now it's like,
I remember when the BlackBerry came out, bro. I was like, remember the BlackBerry? I would bang away on that BlackBerry, dude.
Okay, so Dave and I are a lot older than you. We remember going to Grandma's house and having to do the roto dialer.
We had a roto dialer. We were poor. We had
my grandma had a candlestick roto dialer.
We had a roto dial. I know.
Dude, my dad is 70 and my dad is 70 and sends me memes on Instagram. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It is crazy how far we've come. By the way, TikTok is the truth. I love TikTok. I'm telling you, TikTok is where you go to be happy. Like, go there to be happy. Yeah. Facebook is fucking depressing. It's the most depressing platform of all time. But it's there, so you got to use it. But anyways, I know. Guys, anything you want to say before? I mean, you guys were awesome, dude. You guys are authentic. I appreciate you guys being candid. I love the fact that you guys came on the show, dude, because I mean we're just a little show here in Royal Oak, Michigan. You know, so we appreciate your time.
It's cool, and this is what's cool about this industry is being able to do stuff like this because we would not do it in person. Okay, how it would cost thousands of dollars for us to try to pull this off to get together. Okay, because I'm definitely not flying to Michigan this time of year.
No,
okay,
and
it's beautiful.
And so I would have to fly you guys down here.
Yeah, come to us.
I love Scottsdale, guys. I mean, the single moms out there are so hot. All right, so
just the single moms, though.
Yeah, well, they're not. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of moms out there. So, anyways, guys, tell the audience how they can find you.
Well, you can Google the Panozzo name. Okay, the Panozzo team.
Yep.
And that will take you. You'll see our reviews. You'll see Instagram. You'll see Facebook. All of it. Yeah, we're all over so that's the.
Do you guys own your own domains for your name? Like, do you own Kim
Panozzo team?
You do. I bought Salvatore Cusmano. I bought Brad Weisgerber. These guys don't own their domains. It's amazing.
Well, see, the problem is that John Panozzo was the drummer of Styx, and then there's some other jack off, Dave Panozzo, they have that locked down. So I can't get DavePanozzo.com.
Yeah. So what'd you get, David?
No, I just
I'm gonna buy David. I'll sell it to you later. All right, guys. Guys, thank you again so much. You guys are honestly awesome. I wish you the best of luck. I'm sure you guys will be successful. We'll do an update in a few months and see how you guys are doing.
Please do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, everybody that's listening to the show that's made it this far, thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, share the show. If you are willing, leave us a review. It does help us with all our metrics. Go to irepodcast.com. Go to Facebook.com/IRE podcast if you want to see our face. If you want to listen to the podcast, go to any podcast app, and we are there. Other than that, boys, see you guys next week. You guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving, even though it doesn't feel like Thanksgiving. Give thanks to someone with your mouth. Bye, guys. Mouth hugs.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.